live? Hang on. We're doing live? Let's see. Welcome to anyone that's here. I appreciate you coming. Today, we're going to be looking for some cauliflower. We need it for a particular recipe. And apparently it's hard to find. So, we're going to do that. Maybe check out for some broccoli. And tarragon on the way. Should be a good time. Good time. I hope everyone's doing great on this Monday. Hope you had a fabulous freaking weekend. I know I did. Made some braised artichokes with some sauteed scallops last night for dinner. Wow, shit was delicious. And went to a nice farmer's market, got me some fresh produce. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of this, but it's Arkansas black apples. Man, they're dense, but they are crisp, and they're just such a good flavor. So, if you haven't, I would suggest you try them. They're, in my opinion, they're great. So, let's go see if we got some gathering gear, and we're just gonna make runs, and run, and run, and run, and hopefully find a bunch of cauliflower. Let's see. That's not gathering gear. Where's our gathering gear? That's a good question. Is it down first light? That's logging log. No, don't need that. No. We're in Everfall, right? Maybe Windsward? I guess worst case we just go buy some, right? Look for something with like luck. Oh. Wait, when did I get one of these? I thought I sold all these or tried to sell all these. It must have kicked back to my inventory, that's right. Why is it showing off screen like that? That don't. Oh, menu's fine, that was weird. Well, let's see if we can find some quick little luck items right quick. Apparel. I wish you could search for like a stat or something you wanted. I'm not gonna waste on amulets, so I'm just gonna look. I don't care. You know what am I doing? I think it's just luck, right? Luck is just the perk. So many. Yeah, luck's what we're looking for. What was this? I want 2. Is 2 gonna be the highest? I'm not spending a lot of gold on this. I think 2% might be the highest. Let's see. That's 1.5. That's 1.5. Oh, here's 2.2. I'm not spending 200 gold on that though. That's gonna be so for. I think for 30 gold, that'll do. Alright. Chest armor. .6, 1.5, 50 I think might be the max I'm willing to spend on cheap gear. 1.8, I think this is going to probably be the winner. right? This is the winner, okay. Yeah, 50 gold, that's fine. I'll take it. I also wish you could like rename gear or sets and have just like sets you kept. That would be a pretty cool feature. 40 gold for 2%. I don't think I'm gonna beat that price. Yeah, this is the only one possible, yeah, so we might as well just... What's up with all this dexterity, intelligence stuff? Like... I feel like that's all I'm getting right now, is like dexterity and intelligence with a little bit of focus. Guess it'd be a good time to work on my bow, huh? Work on my bow build. Get that thing leveled up. Here's 1.6 for 20 gold. 1.5. 1.6. 1.7. Intelligent and focus, who would have guessed? 1.7 is the highest, right? Let's see, this is 1.5. 2.3 for, nope. It's also my price range, so where's the 1.5 or 1.7? It's this one, right? 15 gold. Yeah. Boom. It's making life easier right now. Hand armor. 1.6. This is 1.8. Oh, that's 150. Oof. Don't care. So 1.6 is the number to beat right now. 1.5. 1.8. 30 gold. I don't think we're gonna get better than that. Do I want to go outside my range for it? Or do I just want to go? What's the difference? 1% for... Yeah, you know what? Is that really gonna make it that big of a difference though? It's 0.1. It's like a tenth of a percentage. I'm paying 25 gold more for. I don't think it does. I really don't. I think... What are the stats? This is dexterity and focus. This is pure dex. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the pure dex ones. Not that it really matters because it's gonna be an off build anyway, but you know, trying to optimize a little bit would be nice. And I'm not replacing my... I can craft my own jewelry if I really want to. I don't care about that. Okay. Well, let's suit up. This is my luck. Like, what is this helmet? I kind of want to see this. Right? Like, I don't know why. I just want to see it. It looks a little ridiculous. Like am I wrong? Like, I look like I don't know. I kind of look like a cone head, right? A cone, like or a corn on the cob. Like I literally have a corn on the cob on the top of my head. I think that's what it looks like. Whatever. I'm here for it. Cool. I'm just gonna change it back, or change to something else, because I ain't down with the corn on the cob. Here we go. Boom. So much better. I think we're pretty much set on what we need. We're gonna drop the flower. You know, let's kick. This is going back. Okay. I think that's good. What are the stats? So we know what we should be focusing on. So we got 32 dex. Man, oh man, mostly just because I want to work on my bow. I'm gonna run a bow. But that also means I'm gonna take my shield off. Get down that medium range. Okay, so where are we headed now? Let's... This does have a bunch of chests, but I think they're all supply chests, right? So we need to be going to like farm areas. But I don't... Is the fields any good? We can go here and here. Probably stop in here. There's usually at least a provision crate in there. You know, we'll get some other stuff. We'll go there and get a crate. Here's what we'll start here and we'll go north. Something planned, right? So, some of you might be wondering why we're going to go hunt down cauliflower. Why it's such an elusive prey. The thing is cauliflower is very useful for a particular recipe that we want to use. And that's it's a roasted rabbit with vegetables, I think is the name of it. And what it does for us is it gives us 40 constitution points for 40 minutes on top of healing, right? I don't know if it heals, but anyways, it boosts our constitution by 40 points for 40 minutes. Now what this allows us to do is, since we're going to be a tank for I think we've been kind of designated as a tank for the company, this allows me to spec more into strength, and then I can pop this food and still hit the constitution threshold I'm looking for. So it just allows me to do a little bit more damage while also being tanky and kind of min-max my points. Now what makes it so difficult is that it requires broccoli, tarragon, and cauliflower. Cauliflower is not something you can easily farm. It's only found in provision crates. That's why we have gathering, just the luck. We have the luck, and this gives us... What are you doing? Really? Really? Why am I like stuck in a corner? Get out of my way. So this gives us a better chance when looting chests and monsters, and best of my knowledge, I think these count as chests. I would imagine they do. So, in theory, we should get more cauliflower by having this set on, and with the bonus, the luck bonus, stacked up. That shot was terrible. That shot was better. So, that's why we're doing this. And then, at some point, we'll probably go and harvest tarragon, which is only really... I think it spawns in like 3 places on the map. One of which is being an elite area. Is it Weaver's Fen? Yeah, it spawns like literally right here. I've had to do this before for some other recipes, so I have a little practice. It also spawns in like, there's like 2 nodes or 3 nodes in First Light, but there's a grouping of nodes. It's in not really a difficult area, but it's the only like major grouping of it. So it's like level 35 elite area, so it can suck sometimes. But what are you gonna do, right? And then obviously broccoli, you can there's farms for it. I don't know exactly where they're at. I run across it randomly and I pick it up. It's not that big of a deal. So tarragon and cauliflower, and then also you need succulent rabbit. So we're gonna be continuing our good old rabbit genocide because that never stops. And if I was trying to farm succulent rabbit, obviously I'd have like a skinning boost on them, but I don't. Okay, come here. Can you just get out of the way? Here, you know, that evasive shot is very... Oh, it's elusive for me to hit. Luckily this is low level. Suspend Azoth. That luck's coming in handy, because that was what we needed. Actually, we don't really need it, but we will take it. So let's get this life moth, and then we're going to head on that little path. Yeah, I don't really foresee a whole lot being over here. We'll stop by here, but we're going to try and head up here. That's going to be our big thing, right? Still one shot and little squishies, which is good. Sandflux. I don't know is that lucky to get Sandflux? I don't think so. Cause I would imagine it's probably more like getting like uncommon stuff. We do need the Sandflux though, so I'm not gonna turn it down. Oh wow, man, don't let me. Dude, I crit for more with this bow than I do with my axe. Well, actually, now that I respect, probably not. Because I did have my tank built on, but now that my axe is, I kind of rebalanced it. Probably not that bad. Still, I'd say like a 582 crit's pretty good for having 32 points in dexterity. Yeah, oh, that was an 834. That was a sushi crit. I have to get. That's pretty good. Thunk. You hear that? Oh man, that was satisfying. I ain't gonna lie about it. Reminds me of my good old days when I first started playing this game and I was doing a dex build with the musket and rapier. You load up like your overpower shot or your flaming shot, and you just like one shot something. Oh, it was very satisfying. I ain't gonna lie about it. But that thunk, nothing got better. I don't think I've ever heard that thunk before too. There we go. Oh, very nice, very nice. Question is, I think we are gonna try and like sneak on up here first, but means going this way. Do a little loop-de-loop, maybe try and see if we can't catch a rabbit or two. And keep on keeping on. That's all we doing. Nope, no rabbits yet. Keep your eyes out, chat. Nope. Oh man, a lot of turkeys. Thanksgiving coming up. You think they gonna start running, disappearing real quick? I hope so. Granted, who here doesn't like turkey? Honestly, I'm not a big poultry fan. It tends to be a little dry for my taste. Maybe I just haven't had a good one. But I also like a fried chicken. Not a thing for me. You know, I'm just not a fan of fried chicken. Turkey sandwiches, I don't know. I'm much more of a red meat type of guy. Don't ask me why. Just how things go, I guess. That being said, I'm looking to some freaking stuffing, or what else is? I forget. What's the? It's either dressing. That's it. Stuffing and dressing. I don't care. I forget which one. I think the difference is dressing has like the giblets and all that crap with the turkey in it. They're both good. They're both high in carbs. I love me some croutons. That's basically what stuffing and dressing is just croutons that have been soaked in goodness with celery bits and giblets and just all sorts of yummies. So I'm here for that. Don't care for cranberry sauce, not one bit. That's you can keep that shit. That's just for the birds. Trying to think what else is pretty good. So we got cranberry sauce, which is terrible. Depending on who makes it, green beans and like green bean casserole, pretty good. I like my mom's, but it's because she uses like bacon. But people do some with like French onion, and it's more like a casserole. It's okay. Like I said, I definitely prefer the wetter stuff that has bacon in it, because you know, what can I say? Bacon's my weakness. What else? Mac and cheese. I'm not gonna lie to you. Mac and cheese is not my thing. And when I say it's not my thing, I mean like what people consider good mac and cheese. I don't like it. I'm not a huge like over cheesy guy in general. So outside of like Kraft mac and cheese, I don't like mac and cheese. I just don't. It is what it is. But I'm gonna eat some because my girlfriend's making it, and she does this special thing where she makes it you know, obviously not with Kraft mac and cheese, but she makes it like home style, and then she puts Funyuns on top of it, gives it a nice crisp. It's okay. Um, you know, if I'm gonna suffer through something, I'd rather eat, you know, Funyuns covered mac and cheese than cranberry sauce. But yeah, so I gotta look forward to that. And then I will also. Oh, we missed great. Pumpkin pie. Like, who the hell doesn't like pumpkin pie with some? Well, let's be real. The way it's a lot of whipped cream with a little bit of pumpkin pie on the side. Don't judge me. Don't you dare judge me, because it's delicious. I love me some whipped cream. And that's about it. Oh, I guess you got mashed taters and gravy. As long as it's super garlicky, I don't mind the mashed taters. Gravy, meh, it's gravy. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's gravy's just gravy. Like it's either good or it's bad, and that's kind of how it is. It's not something that I think people really want in general. It's just a side dish that goes with stuff. But I don't think people ask for gravy. And when I say gravy, I mean like brown gravy. Like that's the side dish of gravy. Now, if I'm talking about my mom's breakfast gravy, hell yeah. I love that shit. That's just good. But that's white gravy. That's a big, whole different beast. So, what are you doing here? Yeah, but brown gravy, meh. Brown gravy's just like a little thing outside. Like, you eat it with mashed potatoes. It actually goes halfway decent with turkey. You know, I think mostly is there to cover up that dryness. But it's not so bad on stuffing. So yeah, that's about it for Thanksgiving foods, right? Like, oh, and you can't forget dinner rolls, but you know that's like a must for everything. Carbs, give me all the carbs. All the carbs are in the world, and I'll be happy man. It's easy. I'm easy to please. Yeah, I can't really think of any. That's about it. I'm sure that you know, feel free to comment. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Right? I told you mine. Stuffing, you know. But I want to know yours. I want to see what makes you tick. Also, maybe you do something besides turkey. Like a turduncan. Never had one of those, but I hear good things. Sounds like a lot of poultry that I just don't want to deal with. So probably not something that's gonna be high on my list. But maybe you like that. That'd be great too. So I'll leave it in the comments and we'll see. I would love to know. Now, can someone tell me the difference between cranberry sauce and cranberry jam? If there is one, if there is a significant difference that makes, and which one do you eat on Thanksgiving? If it's not both, because I don't know. I know some people are all about that, and they can't wait to get that little can opener and just like that little gel thing, and just, it sounds kind of like a queef when it comes out. And then they cut it in slices, and they're just like all about that. I don't know, not my thing. But then there's also like fresh, right? Where you like put it into a pot and you squish it down. Cause I think I did this. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I was in charge of making this crap. And you just add a little bit of sugar to kind of take away that tartness, and just basically you cook it down. You smash it and cook it down. I think at the time I called that cranberry sauce, right? But is there a difference between the two? If so, what is it, and which one do you have at Thanksgiving? I need you to educate my poor ignorant ass, because I like good food, and I don't eat garbage. I'm just kidding. If you like it, good for you. I do like cranberry, just not in that context. It's basically like gelatin. Gelatin's not my thing. I love Jello though, but not gelatin. Gelatin, it's almost like it's a different texture. It's weird because it's basically the same, but that slight difference, to me, it's just not. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. You know, now I think about it, I don't know if I've actually tried cranberry jam. I just know I didn't like it as a kid, and I don't think I've really tried it in years. Yeah, didn't smell great while I was cooking. I'll say that. Why is my Xbox on? Xbox, you don't need to be on. You don't work right now. Sucking up power. Anyways, oh yeah. So maybe, you know, if my mom decides to have some, I'll try it this year. We'll see. I won't turn my nose up and be snobbish. But trust me, I definitely know I'm not a huge turkey fan. I try that. I still eat that shit all the time to make people happy every year. So, not getting away on that one. Oh, sorry. I gotta get my drink. Also, what's a Thanksgiving drink? Like, because I know someone's gonna say apple cider. Like, that's not Thanksgiving. That's more of a fall thing. Because the moment December rolls around, that's when apple cider goes the fuck away, and we get eggnog. But eggnog is a Christmas drink. It's not a winter drink. It's a Christmas drink. Because as soon as Christmas is over, they stop selling that shit. You can't buy that shit in February, and if you can, it's on major discount because it's probably not really good. But for Thanksgiving, it's not really like a Thanksgiving drink. Not that you need one, but I just thought that'd be interesting. Like, and don't get me wrong, I do like some apple cider. There's nothing. You go get some warm, hot spice cider. It's just delicious. But there's not like a Thanksgiving drink, right? I guess some people, I don't know, maybe pumpkin beer or like pumpkin juice, which I don't know how you eat that to begin with, but to each his own. You could be considered that. But I don't know. I don't know. To me, that doesn't really count. But maybe it counts to you, which is all we need, right? I'm not seeing any provision crates, which is unfortunate. I see a bunch of Rivercrest, which I'm gonna be picking up because I need this stuff. But yeah, so apple cider, and we're saying cider, not juice, because there is a difference. I don't know what it is, but I know there's a taste difference. Because for the longest time, I didn't really like apple cider. I liked apple juice. I was a snobby kid. I think it's because it's a little more sweeter, you know. I had to get my what's the name of the freaking company that makes that crap? Juicy Juice, yeah. Like the real sweet stuff that's probably terrible for you as a kid. I liked it. And apple cider, it's not quite that sweet. It's got a little slightly different texture, right? But as I got older, it grew on me and I drank it more and more. Pumpkin juice, I don't think I've ever actually had pumpkin juice, so I can't really quote as to whether it's good or not. Pumpkin beer, I can say, is terrible. No, not terrible. It's better than IPA. Or most IPAs. I can't remember the last time I actually had a good IPA. It's probably... Yeah, you know, I don't know if... That's a good question. Good IPA. Does one exist? If so, what's it called? And that's all, let's be honest, that's all in your own taste. I'm a stout guy. I like stouts and porters. That's fine. If you like IPA, that's great. Just make sure, you know, you don't mix up your hair tie with your girlfriend's, because she gonna be pissed. But pumpkin beer, I don't know, pumpkin beer's not for me. But I do love me a good cider, like a good apple cider, hard cider. That shit's good. I've had a couple good pear ciders too. I will say that is, we're gonna go here. Ooh, a big boost. Uh, but I can't think of another. Can you make cider or anything else? I don't know. Maybe you can. Those are the two that I've had. And I say cider, not seltzer. Seltzer's just flavored. Something that's flavored. I think cider is actually like made from that. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. Obviously, I don't think pumpkin beer is made all from pumpkin. I think it's more beer that's flavored with pumpkin, like pumpkin pie. But they also have that pumpkin filling, so. Yes, I don't. Is there? I guess some people trying to be funny would say that gravy is the drink of Thanksgiving because you smother everything in it. Because those people that's all they want. They just want something smothered in gravy, and that's if it's on their plate, it's getting wet. Or as Cardi B would say, it's going in dry and coming out soggy. Because once they let that gravy off, boy, it's on everything. Which, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. I feel, like I said, if I'm eating breakfast and my mom's making her white gravy, yeah, you guarantee I'm smothering that shit on everything. I will put that gravy on top of gravy. Yes, I will put it on top of itself and eat it. That's how good it is. But yeah, speaking of drinks, like I said, I'm really excited for eggnog. I do like me an eggnog. Gives me a reason to buy some Captain Morgan spiced rum, and just. But it's not something you can drink a whole lot of. Well, you can. Alright, I don't like to because eggnog's very thick. So it's a good relaxing drink for me. I feel like at the end of the night after I've had a couple beers, right before something crazy goes out, I'll have me a big old eggnog with spice rum, just kind of get my buzz going, and also to help fill me up a little bit so I don't quite get tanked as fast as I need to. It's a little something in your stomach. Granted, it's liquid, so it's not the best, not as good as food, but it's something, right? It's got a unique flavor to it, right? Like, why don't we have drinks that are for other holidays? Granted, I guess the other holidays everyone just drinks beer, right? Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July. We got Veterans Day coming up, so sure I'll have a couple beers, memory of a couple buddies, and of course, right before that we have Marine Corps birthday. Hoorah! Labor Day, we just barbecue, so Labor Day's beer. Memorial Day, same thing, barbecue and beer. I guess you could say Valentine's Day is wine because it's romantic. Although I don't know anyone that does say that, but you could make that argument. What else? I don't think, is there anything else really that's associated with the holiday? Easter, I don't know. I don't really celebrate Easter. Mostly because I'm not religious, and also up until now I've basically worked in a former retail position, or I was in the military, so it was just, had a day off or something. But not being religious, I never, I guess, utilized it as best of the ability. But I think Easter's just one of those holidays. It's just a different holiday. It's not really about gift giving. I lie, because you got egg hunts and stuff, or adult egg hunts, depending on how you want to do it, and Easter baskets. But it's a lot. I think that's more like holiday industry, just needing something to fill the time. So yeah, I guess Easter, but you don't really drink anything then, right? New Year's, obviously champagne. I think that's an easy peasy one. Some good old bubbly. Yeah, what else? That's about all the holidays. I'm sure there's plenty more out there that I'm glancing over, forgetting. And when I say holidays, I mean real holidays. I'm not talking about Boxer's Day or some shit, holidays I count. Because President's Day you don't really drink anything for. Columbus Day or Indigenous People Day or whatever you want to call it, whatever politically correct term you go with. So there's that. What else? Oh, I gotta. What am I doing here? I have a quest here. Fuck it, I might as well do it right. Hopefully I find something. So, where was I? President's Day, Indigenous People Day, Martin Luther King Day. Is there any other like kind of weird holidays that ain't been there that you might be counting that I'm thinking that I'm missing? Because we already got St. Patty's Day, which is everyone's Irish day. Cinco de Mayo, so everyone's Hispanic day. We all drink beer. Oh wow, this is a lot of soul sprout. It's all basically touching. I know. I'm failing at my job of hunting cauliflower, but I promise you, we will find some. Yes, so. Yeah, I can't really think. I'm sure I'm missing something, and someone's gonna say it, and I'm just gonna feel stupid because I missed it. But you know what? I missed it. I can't really do anything about it. How is that not a crit? I guess there's what's the Day of the Dead? Although I don't really celebrate it. Day of los Muertos. Day of dos Muertos. Sorry, it's terrible foreign language too. I'm a basic ass white guy, so excuse me if I offend you when it comes to pronunciation of foreign languages and/or words. But there's not much I can do about it. Yes, I'm uncultured swine in some terms. In other terms, I'm probably a lot more cultured than the vast majority of people. I just don't speak it very well. So, yeah, I think that about wraps it up for drinks associated with holidays. Unless you guys have something. Nope. Okay. What else do we associate with holidays besides drinks? Obviously, like, I think different holidays get different decorations depending on your level. Like, everyone, at least somewhat, decorates for Christmas. And my girlfriend, with her favorite thing being Christmas, has taken this to the next level this year. Mostly because we're actually going to be here for Christmas. We're not traveling. So, she's really dove into it. That's the best way I can say. And because I love her, I've embraced it. This year, I think we're going to have a gnome thing going on, which is actually kind of cute in many ways. There's a lot, I don't know why, but there's been some fairly cute gnome stuff out there. It's fairly cheap, particularly at Target. So we've been picking that up. And then, like, I can't really think of another holiday that... I think Christmas and Halloween and New Year's are the only ones that, like, everyone kind of does something for. And when I say something, I mean, like, decoration-wise, right? Because usually, if you're in a household, you at least carve pumpkins for Halloween. If Christmas or Hanukkah, or whichever one, you either put the candle doohickey up, or you put a Christmas tree up, right? Now, obviously, there's other religions that don't practice these things. This doesn't apply to you. You have your other special days, which good for you. I just don't know them. But there's still this decoration. Then New Year's, I think everyone, I guess people don't really decorate for New Year's, but everyone does something for New Year's, right? So I think Christmas and Halloween would be the only ones that everyone decorates for. And those are the two big ones. And most people don't decorate too much for Halloween. I think it's more of a you only decorate if you own a home and you're like, but like for me, I live in an apartment. I'm not gonna put a bunch of Halloween stuff. That would be disturbing. Also, it would, for my sanity, but also my bank account, because I'm already gotta buy candy and buy costumes so I can go attend all the adult parties I want, but I'm not gonna spend more money on decorating. Are you kidding me? Like, that's just a bit much. I guess you don't really decorate for Thanksgiving, right? That's because that's more like the decoration is the meal, is the spread that you put out. Right? It's all about like what that big ass turkey, how juicy it's supposed to look, and it really isn't. Or if some people do turkey and ham. I'm here for a nice fat freaking ham. But yeah, so you don't really decorate for Thanksgiving. I don't know if I count hiding Easter eggs as decorating. I guess you do depending on how old school you are, you do paint eggs. You know what I mean? So you hard boil them and paint them, which is fun to a degree, particularly for the kids. But I don't count that as decorating. So Easter's out. Valentine's. Most people don't really decorate for that, but most people do celebrate in some form, or anti-celebrate it, I guess, is what you could call your single people parties. And obviously those kind of decorations, but as a whole, I don't think too many people really celebrate it and decorate. And really decorate for the celebration. So that's out. St. Patty's Day is the same way. I think everyone celebrates it, but people don't typically decorate for it. Besides wearing green the day of, which nothing wrong with that. It's a fun little tradition. And you get all the kiss me 'cause I'm Irish shirts and pinch me if all that funny kind of that little what's the word I'm looking for? That kind of off the cuff humor in some cases, which is great. Cinco de Mayo, I don't think that's like widely something that is heavily decorated for. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will say maybe in certain parts of certain cultures it is, but to everyone else it's really not. Right? They jump on the bandwagon and get drunk. There's nothing wrong with that. And what else? So President's Day, Memorial Day, people don't really. President's Day, Labor Day, and Memorial Day, people don't really decorate for. They're more. I think I think the decoration in that terms is just like the party you throw, right, or go to. Because typically everyone has like a barbecue or a cookout or something, whether it be with your family or a large friend group, right? So I think people put more effort into the barbecue and the beer and that stuff, and don't really decorate. And don't forget, last year you saved 16 cents on your 4th of July grocery shopping, thanks to Joe Biden. And this year, in the same year, you're going to pay 25% more on groceries for Thanksgiving. Remember who did that for you? I don't know if 25% is accurate. Don't quote me on it. I'm just being facetious. Inflation's here to stay. You're welcome. But yeah, so those are holidays where you just spend more on the spread, right? Kind of like Thanksgiving, but you don't go quite as far out in terms of like you're not buying the 30-pound turkey and like you're not spending all day cooking. It's like, hey, I got some nice sausages to throw in the barbecue. Who wants to have some? And you go from there. Or if you're feeling real fancy, you get some steaks, stuff like that. But you're not going to spend all day baking a turkey and dressing it and basting it and all that good stuff, right? What does that leave us? What does I feel like I'm missing? That's 4th of July is in there, obviously. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's about all in terms of, yet again, holidays and like decorations. So I think Christmas kind of takes the cake. I'm sure I missed one. Please feel free to say something in chat. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. It's okay. What else? So we got decorations, we got drinks, food. I think food's a pretty easy one, in terms of what's established with what, you know, etiquette-wise. For some reason, I will say I always associate like potato salad or macaroni salad, like that kind of like odd salad that's not a salad, with Easter. Don't ask me why, but I do. I don't really like it either. Yeah. That's what I associate with Easter in terms of, or that and deviled eggs. Even though deviled eggs is like just a dish, like a good, you could have it Thanksgiving. It's just a, I don't really care for it, but you could have, you know, like Thanksgiving, Christmas dish. But I associate that more with Easter, and I don't know why I make that connection. It's kind of weird, right? But like Christmas, or I think Thanksgiving has the strongest tie, and that's usually turkey. Christmas, depending, you do something different. Usually, some people do turkey again. I prefer a nice Christmas ham, so if you're gonna cook for me, there you go. And oh, tamales. That's you gotta have. So in my family, that's what we do: is we have tamales for lunch, and then we have like a nice Christmas dinner, Christmas ham, and you know all the fixings and stuff. And then I think those are really the only two holidays that have like hard food associations. I think pumpkin pie is kind of universal for Halloween. You know, I mean for Thanksgiving and Christmas. The only thing associated food-wise with Halloween is candy, or maybe candied apples. So you know, I guess you get that one right. Yeah, and then obviously New Year's has champagne, but I think we cover that in drinks. So yeah, I don't think that counts as really a food. I think traditions is pretty self-explanatory. I don't want to dive into that because, you know, I guess it's another thing that everyone does differently. So that could be, you know, depending on what your culture could be very widely different, wide-ranging is what. There we go. I swear I know how to speak sometimes. But depending on culture, be very wide-ranging in what you do as far as your traditions, right? So there's that. Like fun games. I guess that's more a birthday party thing. You do have White Elephant for Christmas, which is usually something fun you do between friends. That way, you don't have to spend an ass ton on gifts for everyone. You just, you know, get something and we all exchange. And a little competitive streak on us. Who doesn't enjoy that? Which is, you know, which I think is good. Plus, you have a, you gotta be a little strategic about picking out your present. I will say it can be unfair when you play in couples, though. That's what happened last year at my girlfriend's. We went to go see her parents, and they did a family White Elephant, and we strategized, and we got the best gift because we were playing together. We were like this. It was a good time. I think, you know, I walked away happy. Because my girlfriend walked away happy. So you know how that goes. I think a White Elephant's a fun little thing. I think that's about it. You know, that's really. I guess a lot of people do like Thanksgiving football games. I heard is one that people like doing. You know, their own turkey bowl per se. Obviously, I think Halloween, the associated activities, trick-or-treating for kids, and if not, if you're an adult, attending some sort of costume party. And consuming adult beverages until you black the fuck out. Which is perfectly fine. In certain circumstances. Christmas, you give gift giving and white elephant gifts, which I think is fun. New Year's, attending some sort of party and watching the ball drop. It's, you know, unless you're old, you just go to bed early. You've seen it a million times, and it's not that special, which is also okay. I think the St. Patty's Day activity of choice is bar crawling, which is I'm here for that. What else? I think I don't know. Cinco de Mayo has its own little activity of choice, and then for like 4th of July, Labor Day, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, the activity of choice is barbecuing. Maybe not Veterans Day, because obviously it's depending on where you're at, it can be a little cold out. This year it's shaping up to probably be a nice day. So yeah, I think that about covers it yet again. Oh, Easter, obviously, you have your egg hunts. Yeah, I think now, yeah, as I rack my brain, I think that covers it, right? I can't think of any more holidays. I think I'm sticking to my list. I think it's pretty much set. Which is good. Makes it easier on me. I can remember it somewhat. I just realized I haven't found a single provision crate. I've not collected a single cauliflower because the ones that are in my inventory are there from yesterday. I'm doing a terrible job at this cauliflower hunting. I don't know if that's because there's not enough provision crates in the game, or I haven't idolized. I also haven't optimized my path. Did we go here? We definitely did not go there, right? We need to go back. How did y'all let me pass that up? That's like prime. That's the little township. That's like prime. We did go there. You're right. You're right, chat. Who am I to say anything? Yeah, no, we need to be heading this way now. Just shut up. No one likes you. Oh, that was pretty sexy crit, right? So now we've had enough to talk about holidays. Well, some of us have. What's next on the agenda? Because I can't talk about how I suck at hunting cauliflower forever. It's gonna be a long night if that's the case. What's something fun I did today? Oh, I invested in my first stocks. I was rather proud of myself. At the ripe age of 31, I have started to save for my future. And it was easy. It only took me 3 days. Well, I guess it was 2 days because I opened the account yesterday and they finally transferred my money to us today. But yeah, hopefully I don't lose money. But if so, I didn't invest a whole lot. For now, we'll see how I do. You gotta start saving for retirement. It's very important, and something I wish I had done a little bit earlier. Looking back, I always wanted to, and then I just never did. And I don't have a good reason why. Just don't. But we'll see. I'm trying to be, do some speculative speculation trading on the stock market. See if I can't make some money. And if I can, I'll pass on my secrets. Now, if I had been smart, I would have been doing this like 3 years ago before crypto boomed. But you know, hindsight's 2020. I'm sure some of you out there did that, and I'm proud. I wish you'd said something to me sooner. But I'm happy for you. I don't think you should ever, uh, you know, hold people's good fortune against them. When I say good fortune, I mean like, not they cheated or screwed someone over and something good happened to them. I mean like, you know, they were on the ball, they invested in crypto, and now they're millionaires. Like that's good, great for them. Like they obviously deserve that success in their life. Now, if you're a piece of shit and you come to $1 million because you robbed someone, then you should probably rot and die in a shallow grave. But you know, dude, I don't think anyone should ever hold someone else's good success against them. Like if your friend wins the lottery, like you shouldn't be like, well, fuck you, asshole. Like, you know, that was good fortune. And I think you know that's part of karma. What goes around comes around. And just be nicer to human beings in general. And this is this is very much do as I say, not as I do type stuff, because I fucking hate people typically. You know what I say is I don't hate people, as in like I hate it when I say it. I mean, I become very highly annoyed, particularly in traffic. Which means once I get to know you, I'm usually okay. Usually okay type person at that point. But it takes the getting to know you. Like that sounds like work a lot of the time. But it's also been very beneficial. So, but there are shitty people out there, and what are you gonna do about it, right? Not everyone is a great, outstanding citizen. That's why we have prisons. That's why we have laws that also otherwise we'd live in a utopia under some communist government. No, I'm not calling for communism. I don't endorse communism because communism's a fairy tale. It is a great idea that can never be implemented because we are humans and they're therefore inherently flawed. But it's one of those things that's like it would be great if it was ever fully implemented. But it would have to be like literally run by a robot, right? And because you'd have to make algorithms. Because communism ultimately is the good of the many outweighs the good of the few. It's ultimately like the driving ideology there. And only a robot is never gonna serve self-interest, right? Like that's something you can program into it. Although I don't know, I guess robots are inherently flawed because they're made by man, who is inherently flawed. Oh, this sneaky bastard got behind me. But all this to say that communism will, as long as it is implemented by human beings, will continue to fail. And that's why I don't advocate for it. Because what's the thing I love to say is, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and that's all communism is. It's just good intentions. But the thing about it is, it places a lot of power in the hands of a few. And as we know, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. This is what you saw with the Soviet Union. This is what you've seen with, like China, North Korea, Venezuela. Or I guess not. Venezuela is still technically a democracy. It's an authoritarian democracy. Like Cuba. And the thing is, none of these places are true communist countries. Like communism, I don't think has ever actually been tried in its true form. But that is because it's always tried by humans, right? That's why you can't have a utopia. Because humans are weird, dirty, disgusting things. Yes, myself included. I do not exclude myself from that. I'm not that great. I understand this. But this is ultimately why that fails. So, and everyone's like, well, capitalism sucks. Yes, capitalism, currently, particularly the crony capitalism, as I like to call it, in the U.S., sucks. Now, but that's that's humans implementing or injecting themselves into free market or the free market principles and trying to control things. Yet again, I think that the flaw lies. Wow, this is a lot of guys up here. I've never seen this many up here before, or in a house in general like that. It's like capitalism, in its purest form, is probably the best way to turn a profit, right? And it's all about it's self-choice in your economic decisions. Wow, that was never done that before either. And that's why I think it's one of the better systems in terms of like what it offers. But we haven't had that kind of system in a long time. But there's still a lot of money to be made, right? Doing that stuff. That's why China, while they're not inherently capitalists, they have become more capitalistic over the years because they can make more money doing so. By opening up their markets. I have not found a single freaking provision crate. What is wrong with this? Like, this is just getting ridiculous. So yeah. And I don't really know what else because you either have like free markets or you have like centralized markets, right? They have some sort of centralized figure in control of them. That's typically what you see with communism, or whatever you want to call China. Technically, yes, the Chinese Communist Party runs it or whatever, but they're not really authoritarian. But they're a centrally planned economy. Free market is all about freedom of choice between individuals, basically freedom of trade. So, depending on which way you want to go. But I think that most economists, lean to be at least somewhat in favor of the free markets over non-free markets. But there also are those that, they make a case for, centrally planned economies. The thing about that is that's basically just market manipulation. And if done wrong, is terribly disastrous for a country. It's also not beneficial to the world, right? Like, that's part of the whole thing about globalism is everyone benefits from trade. But if you have centrally planned economy and you're raising tariffs, you're affecting trade in a negative way. And tariffs usually, what you think are beneficial to you and whatever say you have a tariff on foreign wheat. It's supposed to be better for your farmers, right? But is it? Because now they can only sell to you, you're not making them competitive. I don't know. I'd have to look at the economic principles behind it, but I'm a big proponent of free market as it stands in capital. Now, do I not think the system we have now is great? No, I think it's very corrupted and very abused. This is why you see things like Facebook, Amazon, these large corporations that have basically taken over large means of production and distribution that you didn't see before. So we'll see what happens. I also don't like the fact that Walmart and you just have these major corporations that basically run everything. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good for the small people, because eventually, there comes a point where they run everything, and then if they fail, you are fucked. And what we'll see stuff like we saw with the recession, where it was too big to fail, and we gave freaking handouts out to these major corporations like GMC and Ford or whatever, to save the economy under Obama, and well, that didn't work out very great for us, did it? So I don't think that that's healthy, and that's another reason why I think that the capitalistic system we have is terrible. Because in a free market economy, it's very much like Darwin's theory. You know, survival of the strongest, basically. Darwin's theory of evolution, survival of the strongest. But when you prop up companies, like you don't really let the market fluctuate and decide as it should, and so you're propping up things that have failed, that they've proven they have bad business models, they made bad decisions. If you ever watched The Big Short with freaking Ryan Gosling, I think Brad Pitt's in it, the guy from Fantastic. No, I don't think he's in it. Jonah Hill's in it. Steve Carell. Great movie. Man, it'll kind of explain some things I'm talking about. I highly recommend it. It's funny in general. It's actually a really good movie, just off the bat. But go watch it. You'll maybe see what I'm talking about. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Maybe you don't like that kind of stuff. Either way, that's my opinion on capitalism. It's great when done right, and we're just not doing it right. And hopefully we can change that, right? So, I got points to spend. Wait, when did my? Oh, what do we want? Do we want? I think we just take it. Just to take it. Why do I always have problems doing this? I don't understand. There we go. See, but I can take that. Now I can take it. Don't ask me why. What's another good movie besides The Big Short? Well, there's lots of good movies, obviously, besides The Big Short. But that's really enjoyable. What did I come see this weekend? Antlers, that's right. Antlers. Anyone here seen Antlers in the chat? Anyone like horror films? I hate horror films in general, but my girlfriend loves them, so I suffer. As all good boyfriends do. And husbands. And people in the friend zone, but you suffer needlessly because you're a giant pussy. I'm just kidding. You're just a lovable nerd who's gonna shoot a shot when he gets a chance. Good luck with that, by the way. Oh, look at that. Found our first revision crate and we got nothing out of it. Giant waste of time. But, oh, Antlers, yeah. So, here's the Fillmore. Oh, I forget how to say it. Guy made Pen's Labyrinth. Terrible names. Film. It's different in a certain way. And when I say that, I mean like my girlfriend liked it. Obviously, she liked it. She liked it a lot. I thought the first. I think the pacing is what was off for me. And honestly, it's not that bad in terms of other things I've seen. But the beginning is just feels a little like just a little slow. It's really trying to build and build and build, and it does it very well. Don't get me wrong; it builds up its story very well. It does build tension. As far as horror films go, there's like it's more creepy than scary, because you know there's some that are just the scariest thing ever. Like The Nun was the scariest thing ever. The Nun wasn't that scary. But this film is creepy and it has a few really good scares. But it's mostly about building tension and just like it has like this very creepy factor, which was actually enjoyable. So it does really good at building like this creepy tension. It does really good at building a story. I would almost say it focuses on that very heavily. And it's kind of and it's funny because you think it's now to think about. I don't know if it's who actually the main character's about, right? And I think that's kind of not a bad thing. I think that's a good thing in the way the film's set up and the way it's narrated. And now that I look back, like it could be dual protagonists. And even though the thing is antlers and it's like a horror film, like that, I don't even know if I would call the monster in it like a true antagonist in a certain way. Like at the end, yes, it's the antagonist, but for a lot of the film, like the beginning and the building up, it's not, it's kind of irrelevant, right? Like it's not really there, but it's there, but you just don't know it. In order, like it's really not there. Like I don't know how else to say anything without like giving spoilers, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna at least wait another week. At that point, you will have had a chance to see it if you wanted to, and if not, sucks to suck. Now I will say that I think that one of the best things about it is its monster, or I should say monsters. Right? So I say multiple because it has multiple monsters. At least that's how I feel, depending on your take. And I think that's part of why it builds, like, that's one of the beauties of it. So there's a little known YouTube channel, I forget, I have to look up what it is, but this guy who does film reviews, right? And he talks a lot about certain aspects of the film. And I say he doesn't do film reviews so much as he breaks down certain things about certain films that were really good and really bad. And he kind of points, one of the things he points out a few times about horror films is that, you know, not seeing the monsters is kind of integral to a good horror film, like building that tension, building, like, right? And I think a good point of this is he said with A Quiet Place. So in A Quiet Place, you see the like the monster like right off the bat, right? I've never actually seen A Quiet Place. Yeah, fuck you, asshole, trying to steal my hemp, dick. But you see it right off the bat, and it takes away like that. It cuts that tension. It cuts that like horror. You know, by seeing the monster right away, like you just don't really know. Like, think of Aliens, right? So Aliens, you're stuck on this cramped spaceship, which is really good atmosphere. But you never actually see the monster till the end. Like you see it like a full shot of it, right? Like you see bits and pieces here, and then you have like kind of the image in your head, I'm sure, from when it bursts out the chest. Great scene, by the way. But you never see the full monster until the end. And that's what helps really build that horror aspect and let it sink in. Because it leaves a lot to the mind. Like, you know, it's the unknown is much scarier than the known. And it, you know, a good horror film knows this and plays on this. Wow, I didn't find any provision crates. And now I get here and I find 3. You need to mark this little town right here forever on the map. Did I get any cauliflower? Any cauliflower? And that's something I think that the Antlers does really well, is it hides its monsters, right? Until the reveal is necessary. So I think that's part of like, that's one of the better things about the film. I'm not gonna lie, I think that was really made it pretty freaking enjoyable for me. So yeah, if you're a horror fan, I would go see it. But you don't have to. You have to take my advice. If you're not a horror fan and you want to win points with your girlfriend, take her to it and go see it. She'll like it, probably. Another thing I'll say about it, I love the setting. Um, so I'm going to talk about setting. This is going to maybe spoil a little bit. It'll spoil a little bit about the plot, but not the plot. But it's set in a coal mining town in Oregon in present day. And what I mean by a coal mining town present day, you're like, well, that doesn't exist really because the coal. Yes, that's part of the plot, part of like the way things are built up. Is it's this old rundown town that used to be a coal mining place, right? And so that's when I'm from the Northwest, so I love the aesthetic in general. You know, being from like Washington, Oregon area, so I just like that. But it's thoughtful in its commentary, and it kind of explores some issues that people don't talk about a lot these days, but they're like kind of kept in the background. So they're there, they're relevant, but it's not bludgeoning you in the face with social issues like some movies do. So I think it's very smart, it's very clever in the way it does it, and like I said, I'm from that area of the world, and I like that aesthetic. So I think it was a good setting. It's also a new take on a creature feature than I've seen before or done before, which I really loved. I thought that was great. So overall, I really liked like this, the setting, the aesthetic, the plot. Like I said, it did run a little long, or the pacing was the thing I had the issue with the most. But I did enjoy it. It was a good time. So that's my take. Yeah, I didn't really have any other issues. I'm just. Now, is it the best film ever made? No. Is it the best horror film ever made? No. But that doesn't mean that there was not good things to be taken away from it, right? I'm in Monarch's Bluff, huh? No wonder I'd never come over here. Where else am I gonna go here? So we can make our way here, here. Are we gonna hit anything on the way though? That's the thing. I guess we go cut those keys, and then just work our way. Let's go. Let's do that. Is it the the best horror film ever made? No. Is it gonna win awards? I don't know. I don't believe in movie making awards like the Oscars or Emmys, because that's just that is just the industry sucking themselves off, right? And it's like me going and liking my own stream or my own YouTube video, something like that. Like, it's just whatever. Yeah, like I understand. Yes, there's a lot of work and time and effort that goes into things like that, but when you have things like Netflix or like certain movie rating sites or movie critics in general, where there's certain films that are critiqued in different ways. What are you gonna do? I think a good explanation of this is the Dave Chappelle snafu that happened with Netflix, right? Critics like bombed it, and the audience loved it, all because he was a comic who talked about certain issues. And there's just this wide gap between certain realities. And I think that industry contributes to it. Also, you have a bunch of people who want to talk down to you and tell you, well, you need to go save the planet, and you need to cut back on your carbon, but I'm gonna go fly my private jet. So just shit like that. It just annoys me, and it's just I don't know. It's just ridiculous. In most terms of everything. Does that mean that there's not a lot of good people that work in that industry? No, there are. There's good people that work in every industry. There are people that do great things, and I enjoy movies. I'm a fan of movies. I loved all of the Avengers saga. Everything in that was just great, right? That was, even though that came from Disney, one of the largest movie companies there is. Does that mean it's bad? No, it just means that, you know, there's certain things I don't like about the industry, but I can still enjoy the product. While acknowledging that there are, you know, a bunch of people who sneer down on their nose. I mean, that's fine. Whatever. There's still good productions out there. And there's also, you know, there's good small films that come out. There's a little film by the name of Dread. You may have heard of it. It had a small budget, but I think it's one of my favorite films to come out. Maybe ever. It has Carl Urban in it. I think he just, him in that role is kind of like, once you see it, you'll understand why it's perfect for him. Until you do that, you know, you may not see it. And he's not exactly the most popular actor. In terms, like, he's, you know, I'm not gonna call him C-list. I'm not even gonna list him. All I'm gonna say is that he's had some good stuff, he's had some bad stuff. If you remember Priest, with, I can't think of his name, the guy who plays Vision. He's in the Da Vinci Code. I can't think of his name. He's in that, and I think Carl Urban plays like the bad guy. Haven't seen it in years. I don't remember his performance great or good. That's something else he's in. He's in The Boys, which is a TV show that's extremely popular right now. So he's done a lot of good stuff. Oh, he's also in Doom. I believe he's in Doom. I think he plays the brother in Doom. Regardless of what you think about it, Doom for what it is, I think it's fun. Is it the best film? No, but I'm allowed to have guilty pleasures, and is it a guilty pleasure if I tell you about it? Probably not. So, to each his own, yet again. But he's done some good stuff. I like him as an actor. I think the best role he's ever played is Dread. Like, hands down. Is that the best role I've ever seen him in is his performance in Dread. I'll put it that way. I think there's some other solid performances in that movie. I think it's artistically fantastic. And I wish that it had been done better when it came out, so that we could maybe get a sequel sometime, but we probably won't. If we do, and he's not in, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm praying that somehow, some way, it gets made. They set up, I think, a good relationship there. They set up some good plot points that they could pull on, or they could leave them as they are. And I'm excited to see what that series could become. But I'll say all this is that was a movie that had like a minimal budget, and is better than some of the crap you see now. Some of the blockbusters you see now. It's a matter of fact. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. You can see it and hate it. That's up to you. But I think it's a great movie. Cult classic. Easy. I didn't check the tax rate. Hopefully it's not too high, so I might be paying an extra. Craft here. That's not too bad. That's not great, but it's not too bad. So yeah, but all I have to say is, like, sometimes big studios do great things, but you don't have to be a big studio to do good things. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Is there another movie I'm excited for? Well, nothing in the Marvel. I do want to see the new Doctor Strange movie. And I'm kind of interested in the Spider-Man movie. only because the Spider-Man movie is gonna, it's supposed to be this multiverse timeline where it ties. If it is what I'm hoping it is, it's gonna bring all three Spider-Mans together, right? Which I'm here for. I think I've actually already talked about this on stream. I'm here for. So, well, we've been at it for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and we have not found a single cauliflower. That's what I call success. What else? I have to have something else I can leave here. I'm about half full, right? Oh, we could drop that. That's fine. I don't need that right now. Why? I got this stuff stored somewhere else. I can drop bait. That's fine. I don't know why I still have feathers. Don't know why I still have feathers. Yeah, jump that back. Why are we holding on to this? Let's go break this shit down. Where's the loom? But yeah, so what is it? Is it? I forget. I don't even know the name of the Spider-Man movie. That's how much I don't really care about it. It could be fun. It could be great. I'm mostly interested because, like I said, it supposedly ties the multiverse together, and it's gonna bring back like Tobey Maguire, Doc Ock. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I don't really care about Andrew Garfield. Meh. I was never really impressed. I will say I think he did a better job as Peter Parker than Tobey Maguire, but the movies overall were just worse. Sorry, not sorry. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. And for everyone who didn't like Doctor Strange, I thought it was great. It was a fun romp that was orgasmic for your eyeballs. I think it's the best way I can put that, right? Which I'm here for. I like Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's a very talented actor, and I'm glad to see him as Doctor Strange. I think he's perfect for the role in many ways. I think the role fits him extremely well. Now, could you make a case that there's someone else better? I would like to hear your case, and I will give you a shot. That being said, I don't have someone in mind that I think would be better. I can be wrong, and you're welcome to prove it. Please do, chat. Anytime you want. You just type it right there, right in front of me, and we'll have that discussion. Until then, I stand by it. Oh no, what great thing has Benedict Cumberbatch done? Well, glad you asked. We'll go here and here. So, he's Smaug in The Hobbit. The Hobbit series, I'm sorry. It's a series. He's not, obviously not in the book, the films. Duh. Yes, he plays Smaug in The Desolation of Smaug and The Battle of Five Armies. Those films are okay. I think everyone, it's kind of a sold fact that, for the most part, it's widely agreed upon. The original Lord of the Rings trilogy was the better of the two trilogies. Don't need to have that conversation. Okay, great, good. Glad we got that out of the way. That being said, I liked Smaug. It was a good performance. I think Benedict Cumberbatch did great. Is that my favorite? Is that my favorite role of his? No, but I think it's a solid turnout, right? Sherlock Holmes. I will say I do prefer Elementary as a series as Sherlock Holmes, but I think he does well in the character. He's done a few other movies, right? I think he's done a few kids movies particularly, but he's a solid actor, and I think that he fits very nicely into the role of Stephen Strange. I'm excited. I like the first one. I'm excited to see where the second one goes, particularly with how the first one ended. This is my complaint: is it's been so freaking long since the first one ended. Are we going to even remember how the second one ended? And that kind of post-credit scene, where fucking homies going around killing certain people who have, the little magic, or I guess knowledge of magic, right? Just after the events of, that have transpired, and he's kind of like basically ignored, and it has the ramifications that it does, right? Are we even going to continue with that? Or are we just going to dive into this multiverse shit? Which I'm here for, in a small way. And what I mean by that is, I think it's a great concept. Being a fan of Marvel, and I want to see what they can do with it. But I just don't see anything that's really exciting out there. And this, I think that Doctor Strange, the next Doctor Strange movie, is the only really thing I'm excited for, and it's going to be what ties my interest going forward, right? Outside of the Spider-Man movie, which I'm still not completely sold I want to see. I skipped Black Widow. Not that I don't like the character, after Endgame, I haven't really cared about Marvel. It's just a fact. I did watch Loki, and that was interesting. I will say that it was fun. It was enjoyable. But like I said, I think I've already talked about this too. Now I think about it, is I don't think that it's true to the character. Does that mean it's not fun? No, it's fun. It's enjoyable. It definitely does a good job of setting things up and makes me interested in like Kang. But at the same time, I don't think that it's true to the character. The next Thor movie. So let's talk about that. Chris Hemsworth is Thor. Just as Captain America, or Chris Evans is Captain America, right? They were casting these roles, they were kept in these roles, and their time came and went. Captain America, he's old now. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier deals with that, which is fine. So I think that keeping Chris Hemsworth on as Thor is great, as long as he stays as Thor. Now, what is going on here? Okay, I'm having troubles. We're gonna try and fish. Let's try here. What the hell? Now we'll see what they do with it. Supposedly, Natalie Portman is gonna be taking over the role. It's like female Thor. Depending on that, could be good. But that's my concern, is what they do with that character. I think that Iron Man got a great send-off. I think that Captain America got a solid send-off. And I was happy with those conclusions. So I hope that Thor gets done properly, in terms of because I don't think Chris Hemsworth wants to play the role forever. I hope that he's able to close it out in another satisfying way, right? And if that means handing off the mantle to Natalie Portman, who I'm a huge fan of, she's a very talented person. I'm okay with that as long as it's done right. With that being said, I've seen nothing that gets me really excited about the movie. Okay? It's still a ways out. There's still time to build that excitement. But as far as what's going on in the Marvel thing, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, if it ever comes out. After all that's happened with James Gunn, and he basically built that series, right? I don't ever see that series coming back. Realistically, I don't think they're going to be able to continue the magic, right? And that's saying, and this is after they've already kind of. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is still pretty good. Was it as good as the first one? I don't think it was. Oh. Does that mean I think it's bad? No. I still enjoyed it. I thought it hit all the same beats, but it really wasn't very different in a way. Granted, I guess it was different because it told more of an emotional story. With the whole Ego being Star-Lord's father, and then killing his mother, and having to fight, that stuff, and the whole, he may be your father, but I'm your daddy moment. I guess it definitely tried to be a little more of an emotional film, but also keeping things fun. To do a good job, that's up to you. Baby Groot was cute as hell, but I think we all expected that. So at the end of the day, I don't know, without changing it up a little bit, if Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is gonna be that great, if it ever comes out, right? Obviously, they'll probably continue with the 80s rock music type, vibe they got going, 'cause that's nailed it for them earlier, right? But if they can't nail that, then I don't know if they have any chance at really doing it good and having good feedback. So Eternals just came out, right? Who cares? I don't know. We'll see if it does well, but it's not high on my list of things I care about. I will say I can't remember the actor's name. He's the one who plays Rob in Game of Thrones. I would maybe be interested in seeing it for him and Kit Harington, right? So I might go see it just for that aspect, but I don't know if that's going to make me go see it in theaters. It might be something I just wait for, and I watch when it comes on Disney Plus. I think that's probably the play. We'll see. I'll probably look into it a little bit more, but it's not like a must-watch. It's nothing I must see in theaters. I'm more excited about it than I was about Black Widow, but that's not saying a whole lot, right? WandaVision. Let's we haven't talked about that, right? I started watching it and it was just meh. It wasn't exciting. It's every week we had some different aesthetic, and it was going from Leave It to Beaver to I Love Lucy, kind of pushing these different little. It's like taking a trip forward on TV land, right? It was kind of like that, and I didn't care for the aesthetic. I didn't care for the story. There's this whole mystery of well, what's going on with Wanda? Vision's dead, right? Who's Lala this and who's Lala, and it just come to find out, it's just Wanda has, you know, what she like, she projected this whole town, like she mind controlled the whole town to live this fantasy out, and what's her nuts? Agatha is just sitting there like, I'm just enjoying this, and I'm gonna drain you of your power, cause I'm a witch, la la la, right? No real threat. Yeah, there's that twist of Wanda's actually the bad guy, but she's never like, you don't ever see like real she never like, there's nothing bad happens because of it. She's just, oh, poor Wanda, she lost Vision, she lost her brother, she lost everything. Which, yes, it's tragic, but I think, and hopefully where I think this leads, and I think they could do good with this, is it turns her into a villain. It turns her into like this big, like, villain in the series. And I think that's, you know, after having, we thought Thanos was a threat, right? And he was powerful. Wanda kicks his ass, right? Like, she basically just mops the floor with him. In terms of like, whatever you, however you want to see it, you know. So if we're thinking Infinity War, Infinity War Thanos, which is probably I would argue the stronger of the two Thanoses. Well, in his own way, he's the more intimidating, better villain, and stronger mostly because of his conviction. She's able to hold him off while also destroying the, is it the Soul Stone? No, it's not Soul Stone. Space Stone's the Tesseract. The Mind Stone, that's it. The Mind Stone inside Vision, right? So she's able to simultaneously hold Thanos back. Well, he has, what, 5 Infinity Stones? And destroy another Infinity Stone. Right? That's the power level of Wanda. Then, she, in an end war, kicks the crap out of Thanos by herself. So she's definitely on the power level to be a major player, aka a big threat, right? So hopefully that's what they do with it. That's where I see the most potential with that character, right? Is they kind of take this tragic backstory, and they've kind of laid the foundations for her being evil or like going bad, kind of like they would. I would say they've done better at laying the foundations here than fucking the brothers did with Daenerys, but that's a whole nother freaking issue, right? So I think that'd be an interesting angle they can take. Will they take it? I don't know. I'm not a writer for Marvel. I don't have any control. I'm sure it's been thought about. I'm sure it's been discussed. But for me, I think that would be the most interesting thing they could do with the character. But, you know, that's just me. Maybe other people feel differently. Last time we talked about Captain Marvel 2, yeah, I don't even remember. Like, I feel like I've always tread this ground, so I'm trying to like maybe break new ground, tread new water. What else? What other Marvel projects are there that are even remotely interesting in any way? That's all I can think of for now. Don't care about Black Panther 2. Like I can't think of the guy's name, but since he died of cancer, I checked out on that series, because this is the unfortunate thing I think for Marvel, is that they did a great job with their casting, but now their big draw, they haven't created an excitement around the new characters, with the exception of Doctor Strange for me. That's it. Now, I'll probably go see the Thor movie because I've seen all of them, and I'll see it because I like Chris Hemsworth as Thor. But once that mantle is handed off, and he's no longer in that character, you're gonna have to make me re-buy into the character of Woman Thor, right? So, and that's part of the issue they're having, right? I think as a company, is Robert Downey Jr.'s gone, Chris Evans is gone. Those are the big two pillars that the Marvel Universe sat on, was Captain America and Iron Man, and they're gone. Not to say that there's not other good things, and there weren't great characters, but Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson's character is dead. She's out of the picture going forward. Black Panther, obviously because of I wish I was better at names, but because of the actor's death, they have to recast that. We're not gonna do any Carrie Fisher, hopefully not. Right? They need to pass that role off, and supposedly they're gonna thinking about passing it off to his sister, which I think works, but I don't know. We'll see. I will have to see what they do with it. I'm not sold on the character. That's all I'm saying. It's not to say they can't sell me on it, but I haven't seen it, right? Chadwick Boseman, I think that's his name. It's something like that or some variation of that, and I just fucked it up. But we all know who I'm talking about. So, we gotta replace that. Captain America. What's his name? Falcon. I can't think of the guy's name. I don't think I know it. I don't know. Like they're trying to replace. They're putting him there, which chronologically, in terms of what happens in comic books, is fine. But it's not the same. Like I don't know. Like I don't. That character doesn't replace Captain America for me, right? He fills a hole, but he doesn't replace it. It'd be like. Yeah, and so we're gonna have to see what they do for Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, right? Because they, like I said, haven't seen Spider-Man, and I don't think Spider-Man really can step into that role that Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man had, right? Yeah, Spider-Man's probably the most popular character they have overall. Or had up until Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, where I think he killed it, like he nailed it in that performance. Right, so you have to replace these two big roles. You killed off like your main female support in Black Widow. You've kind of vilified Wanda. Vision's dead, so he's not coming back. So that leaves you with Thor, Hawkeye, and Hulk. Of the original, kind of ones there, right? Hulk, you haven't given a proper movie to yet. And when I say that, I mean Mark Ruffalo has not played the Hulk in his own full-length feature film. Has he been? He's done, and I loved his performance, right? I think he's great. Is there someone better? Possibly, but I think he's better than. Who was the first guy? Yeah. That's how bad that performance was. Were there some fun things about the movie? Yes, but overall, I've tried to watch it and it's just not good, right? CGI is just weird. He's overly green. A lot of different things going there. And fucking Ed Norton in the second one. I think it's Ed Norton, right? I didn't love it. Honestly. Didn't love it. And everyone's like, he's the best. Like, there's people who literally think he's the best. And I was like, well, he's better than the first? Yeah. Easily. But that's not a high bar. So. We'll see. Speaking of things I don't care about, what do you care about? Shang-Chi. Yeah, that you didn't really set me up for anything there, right? I'm just being honest. I don't see, like, that's not a big draw for me right there. It just isn't. Ever since Iron Man 3, where they crapped all over the Mandarin and what that character could have been. I haven't really cared about like that whole storyline. Yes, we're being inclusive by having our Asian superhero, and we have a black superhero, and now we have, you know, Captain Marvel, our female superhero, who's supposedly lesbian or whatever, and then we gotta have her Asian, like, you know, major representation in the series. Like, great, cool, whatever. I don't know. I didn't really care. I didn't see it mattering in terms of overall, like, everything. And I'm sure they're gonna, well, it ties in here, here, and here. Like, great. I just didn't care. Much like Black Widow, didn't care. They failed to build that hype for me. For this whole series, I basically checked out, right, on this whole next phase of Marvel. We'll see what happens. Hopefully good things happen, but, you know, maybe I'll have to eat all my words. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Okay. I think that's enough Marvel chat. And we also talked about the terrible Star Wars, so we're not going to go there. Let's talk. No, I'm going to save Game of Thrones for another session. Video games. Only thing I really care about right now is Eldritch Ring. Because fuck yeah, that game looks awesome. It's a Souls-like with a lore that's written by George R.R. Martin, right? Like, that's like a nerd wet dream, right? You have the writer and you have the creator of Game of Thrones, who's probably one of the premier fantasy writers alive today. And I'm not saying he's the best. I'm not even saying, you know, like, I'm just saying he is a cream of the crop writer, right? Even if you think he's not top 10, he is still one of the better writers of our age. Okay? I think we can agree to that, right? I'm not going to get some nasty comments about, oh, George R.R. Martin. No, he's a good writer. He's a good fantasy writer. He was partnering with the creators of one of the most beloved game series to come out fairly recently, right? That being Dark Souls, to include, and let's include Sekiro and Bloodborne and Demon Souls, right? The creators of these games they're well known and well loved, right? So you have two, I'm not gonna say giants of industry, two well-respected, well-loved creators of different medias coming together to create this wonderfully beautiful thing, right? Like, I don't know how that doesn't get people, like, it gets me excited. So I don't know how it doesn't get you excited. And I guess if you're not a fan of the Souls games, the Souls series, anything like that, then I could get it, right? I totally understand that, and for me, it took a long time, and I had to get to it, right? I tried the series, and I quit it almost instantly, and then I came back years later. It took the right game at the right time to pull me in. But now that I'm pulled in, I am hooked. So, I'm super excited for that game. I watched the game preview. I love what they're doing with the world. I definitely like that seems to be much more open-worldy, sandbox type, compared to the other titles, which were open world. Yeah, but they're felt small and linear. which I think benefited them in a lot of ways. Actually, not like they was able to make things easier to focus on in certain terms. But they're also like you have a horse and stuff like they're diving a lot more into the like open world fantasy aspect, which is great, which I'm here for. What makes you super excited about it? If the mechanics stay the same. That being said, there better be a goddamn map if we're going to open world this type of game, because I don't think there's any way in hell I'm going to be able to keep up with everything else. If it keeps up with how the other Souls series are in Bloodborne, because they don't have maps. I don't remember. I don't think Sekiro has a map either, which is kind of fine because you have paths, right, versus open world. So like you can only go certain places in certain direction. You have to remember like how things go. It's like a figure eight kind of, but like the figure eight versus if you give me this much to work with and I can go anywhere in here, I'm probably gonna get lost. I'm gonna lose certain story points and like not remember where things are at. So I think that this game is gonna benefit more from a map. But I could be completely wrong. From like I said, I can't even confirm it's open world. It seemed like it from what I was watching, and that could also completely change. So we'll see. But it looks, what I've seen, it looks beautiful. I'm super excited about it, and I can't wait to play it. Yes, I know I have to wait another year, but it's okay. What is it? Distance make the heart grow fonder type deal. So I hope that it comes out and is amazing and is everything I want it to be, and I can die a happy man. Actually, I won't be able to die a happy man because George R. Martin is writing a video game instead of finishing the frickin' books. But at least he's doing something fun, right? It could be worse. He could be not doing anything. Which I don't condone. That man, I need the end of a Game of Fire and Ice series. I need it. I need it. You need it. We all need it. It'd be like if J.K. Rowling had never written the Half-Blood Prince and the Deathly Hallows, right? Like we would all be and they'd already made all the movies and everything, and we're just sitting there like, when are you gonna make it? We would be calling and clamoring for it. As I think we should be. It was a great series, a great story. It's one of my beloved series in my life. I'm still a Harry Potter nerd. I'm 31. Like, come at me, bro. Don't care. It's something I enjoy, and I'm not gonna say sorry for that, right? But if we had not been given a closure to that story, I would probably be a little salty about it, right? That being said, speaking of Harry Potter and video games I'm excited for, the new Harry Potter game that's supposed to come out later next year. Even my girlfriend's excited about that. That tells you it's looking good for us Harry Potter fans, right? So I'm hoping and praying that it is as good as it looks and lives up to the promises, because it'll be great. I will enjoy it. I'll also play with my girlfriend, and I'll have more Harry Potter, right? Like, that's three things I can get behind. Good video game, something to do with my girlfriend, and more Harry Potter stuff. Now, if it sucks, I'm be a little upset. It'd be like, reading The Cursed Child. Like, I'm gonna do it, but at some point I'm gonna stop enjoying it, and it's not gonna be the same. Which happens. Happens sometimes. What's something I did, but I did not enjoy? I did it simply to say I did it. Reading Lord of the Rings books. I'm sorry to you fans out there. I like the movies. The Hobbit, like I said, I enjoyed it to a certain point. The series was not for me. The book was, but those books, they're a bit of a slog. Like, their language is just meh. But I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that. I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. Okay, chat. I am back. And looking at the time, been at this for almost 2 hours. So I think we're going to go ahead, finish clearing this place out, and then we're going to head to Moe's farm, and we're going to go and end the stream in Windsward. Okay? I know, you're all sad. I'm sad too. But girlfriend's going to be home soon, which means I gotta cook dinner and be a good trophy wife. So, where's that at? That's probably, that's right that way. Okay. Well, we just got this. I don't think there's anything else. Do I wanna? I think I just go get off here and pray that I can get some provisions at Moe's farm, because we have not had good luck. Let's take a look. Yeah, the cauliflower hunt has been a miserable failure. We have exactly the amount of cauliflower we started with. We did find broccoli, which is good. No succulent rabbit though. We haven't seen rabbits in quite a while, actually, come to think of it. So overall, I'm gonna say not a good look. Not a good look, chat. It's one of the unfortunate things, but sometimes you strike out. It's a lot like fishing in real life, at least. You don't always get you don't always get a bite. I think, you know, and maybe it's because there's too many supply crates and not enough provision crates. I couldn't tell you why or how that balance is, but I think this whole time we've hit maybe 3 or 4 actual provision crates. And keep in mind, we started up here in Windsward. I mean, we started up here in Marks Bluff, didn't we? Or did we start Neverfall? No, we started Neverfall, because we went here. Yeah, so we went from here down here, hit over here, all the way down to Cutlass Keys, and over. Like, that's a hell of a journey, chat, to only hit like 4 provision crates. So maybe the ratio's off, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to do something different next time, because this is just not gonna work, right? Can you just die, zombie, please? Or lost? Yeah, see, this is a supply stockpile. Like, so we've hit 3 provision crates and a supply stockpile. I think this is the end of it. There's nothing else here, right? Oh no, here. I'm sorry. We hit 2 supply stockpiles and provision, or a supply stockpile, 2 supply crates, and now a provision crate, right? And all we got out of that was sugar. All we got out of that was sugar. Don't know what else to do. We're gonna go here. I think this is. If I don't find broccoli here, it'll be an abysmal failure. Like, failiest of fails. Like, I deserve to be on fail army. I failed so hard. We did find a lot of moats, which is good, but it doesn't. It's not gonna quite do it for us in terms. Maybe they do. You know, maybe they do need to rebalance, like supply versus provision, right? Like, I understand it, but when you come to a place like this, a farm, I would like to think that you would have more provision crates than you would supply crates versus other places, right? And even other places, like say you're in some random camp, right? They still need provisions, assumedly. Well, maybe not here, but in general you would think. Like, logic would dictate they need provisions. Here, you know, you have your corrupted, you have your lost. and I forget, like, whoever inherits fucking Evanheart, like, they're, like, elite corrupted, right? So, presumably, these people are not people. So they don't need sustenance. Oh, see, we got sugar again. Sustenance like normal people do. So I guess if you follow the logic of the game, then provision crates don't need to be as abundant as I think they should. But you also have to realize that it's a pain in the dick to find stuff, right? Like, did we check down here for a provision crate? When I say find stuff, I mean like find food items. Stuff like cauliflower, I think string beans is another one that tends to be a little harder to find because it only comes out of provision crates. And when you have like a 10-to-1 ratio in the game, you know, it's rough. And I get it, you need other crafting, like you need regions probably a little bit more than you need cooking supplies. But you also need cooking supplies. And when you're not getting any because everything is a supply crate instead of a provision crate, it can be kind of frustrating. Right? It kind of bottlenecks you because there's lots of places where you can gather foods. Like you can go outside and all those green, like all that is carrots and potatoes and broccoli and cauliflower and corn, right? And that'll get you so far, but when you need to make the high tier stuff, like the stuff I'm looking for, it's like you become very, very bottlenecked because you can't get the ingredients because there's not enough provision crates in the world, right? I'm not saying we need to make it 1 for 1, but maybe balancing it like at least 1 to 3. So at least 1 out of every 4 is a provision crate. And I'm not saying do that, but turn down the cauliflower spawns, because that would be dickish. Maybe, you know, but, you know, maybe just a rebalancing. Is it broken? No. Will the game survive without that system? No. It's just, this is me saying, I would like this one small thing. Well, I would like this small thing. I would like a few other things too, but in terms of the rebalancing of provision crates, I would be here for that. I'm behind that 100%. Actually, I'll go in 110%. I will go in 120% in favor of that. All who agree, say hear ye, hear ye. Thank you. So, like, this whole place I found, what are we at? We're probably at 6 or 7 caches now. Maybe even higher, and I found 1 provision cache, crate, whatever you want to call it. And we're probably not going to find another one. And maybe you know what, maybe I'm just missing them. Maybe I don't know all the locations. That, you know, maybe it's on me. Maybe I'm just at a loss, but... And then I did this with Zai, and... I'll be honest, I don't think we found a whole lot either. We did it for like about an hour and a half around collecting these crates, and she had a map. And I got like 14 cauliflower the whole night. That was all we did. So, like, that's not a lot. Got all kinds of other stuff. I did get, you know, I got up my regions, which I needed to do, which was nice, but when I was going out looking for cauliflower and couldn't find any of it, you know, it's kind of annoying. Just a little bit, but what you can do, I'm not in charge. We're gonna go here. We're just, I gotta find cauliflower. Like, I will not let myself fail. I will not let myself fail any worse than I've already failed, right? Like, this is already just, this is not good to begin with, but like, we've already failed, but like, if there's any chance of redemption, I want to say I tried. I have to say I tried. That's it. That's all. That's all I can do. Say I tried. So, we'll see what happens. I don't have my hopes up, but maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Doubt it, but just maybe. Oh, I don't care. There's nothing down there. Nope. Supply cache. Who would have guessed? You know what? Maybe I need to mark this down and just like take a look and like make a chart. Granted, I don't. Wait, what? I don't think you need to do that, right? Like, there's a map out there that could mark them all, so there would be no point. That'd be a waste of time. That'd be a terrible waste of time. God, I'd be laughed out. I'd literally be laughed out every forum. Reddit would just. You realize? Yeah, I'd feel like an idiot. Yeah, we're not doing that. This is why we think out loud sometimes, chat. So we can realize how stupid we sound to ourselves instead of everyone else. We bounce it off ourselves first, and if you know it's a bad idea, if you think to yourself it's stupid. So thank God for this. Otherwise, I'd be somewhere making an Excel spreadsheet, getting ready to embarrass myself to the internet. More than I already do embarrass myself to the internet. Sorry. Let me clarify. Still no provision crate. Still no provision crate. At least, we have Sandflux. That's something we've been really hurting on to for a while. So, this isn't totally terrible. We are getting things we need. But, in terms of, like, preference, it could be better. Could be worse. Could be better, could be worse. Give me, like, a juicy ham hock. That would be really worth it right now, too. Garden pig. Nope. Okay. Honestly, we also might be better off doing this like somewhere else. The thing about doing that is I've put my luck here on, so I gotta be careful about not like diving in a little bit over my head and dying. I don't want to pay all that gold to repair everything. That shit becomes expensive, and I ain't got that asthma gold money, right? I can't just ask millions of people to donate me gold in game and just watch it rain gold coins. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. I'm not saying it's good on him. And if you want to donate to him, go for it. But I'm just saying I don't have that, so I gotta be careful. Ooh. No, that's a stockpile. Supply stockpile. Obviously, stockpile. Do it. It's a supply stockpile. So. I don't think we're gonna get it, chat. I don't think we're gonna find any freaking cauliflower in our hunt. So we're gonna have to goose egg it, which is unfortunate, but what happens sometimes. You can't win them all. Cannot win them all. But let's be thankful for things we did get. So we got a good amount of motes. We got Sandflux. We got regions we needed. We did some fishing. We did get that the rare fish. I'm sorry, the legendary fish. Not even rare, it's legendary, right? So there was that. But most importantly of all, you got to spend 2+ hours with me, right? And that's like the gift that keeps on giving. This video will go up on YouTube. You can watch it over and over and over and reminisce about this moment where we went and hunted cauliflower together like true men and failed miserably. And if that doesn't just get you hard in the morning, I don't know what will. Alas, I think it's done. We must limp back to town, knowing we have failed miserably. This is like a walk of shame, chat. Just a walk. You know what? I deserve to auto run. That shit hurts my thumb, but we'll see. Maybe next time I will turn off auto run and make myself actually walk in shame. Maybe not. I don't know. Come on, it's not provision grade here. Give me a chance at redemption. No, not one. Jesus, y'all stingy. Amazon Games, you stingy. Just saying. Like, what do you care if we all get a little bit extra cabbage? I mean, cauliflower, not cabbage. Like, is it gonna kill you? Oh yeah. Man, I just fuck it. I don't need that shit. Why is that? What? Oh. I thought it was the the spire. I didn't realize it was my harvesting tool. Oh, Wolfie, it's over for you. Oh, okay. You just go and dodge me, huh? Man, I just can't catch a break today, huh? Can't shoot wolves. Can't collect cauliflower. Man. Oh, strawberries, and that's not when you can collect strawberries. I think I missed that in my list earlier when I was going over corn, squash, so on and so forth. Yep. Okay. Well, here we go. We're gonna walk it in. Hold our heads down. Nah, we're gonna hold our heads up because we're gonna be resilient. We're coming back. We're gonna find us some freaking cauliflower. It's gonna be glorious. We're gonna swim in that shit by the time I'm done. Oh yeah, we'll be bathing and just be cauliflower juice all over us. It'll be freaking fantastic. But the last chat. Thanks for hanging out. I think that's where we're gonna cut it.